Welcome to Soul Sync. Recording in progress.
No, you're so funny.
Gotta wait till we hear that. We learned our lesson.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to Soul Sync Chillin' Era.
Chillin' edition.
We're chilling like motherfucking villains over here. High key, I'm exhausted today, but I'm super excited to talk about the topic that Taylor and I have for you.
Me too. Hi, hello, what's up? I'm Taylor. How's it going? If you're new here, I'm Taylor. That's Sammy. So, what are we talking about today, you might ask? We're talking about channeling people in our lives,
Mm.
but not just like out on a whim or whatever. Like the qualities in these certain people that we just love so much that we want to incorporate more and kind of like step into in our lives in maybe a certain situation or to view a certain perspective. And I feel like learning this and doing it can be so powerful, and it can even kind of like shift your character a little or shift your identity just to be a little more of, I don't know, like the type of human being that you want to be and the type of people you look up to, you can even resemble in that way. So I think it's really powerful, but we're here to kind of tell you about that and then teach you how you can do it yourself.
Fuck yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited for this topic because Taylor and I came up with this a couple of weeks ago when we were just talking about how we channel each other during specific events. Like, I think for Taylor, I always love just how like she's so confident. She's so like when it comes to other people, she makes them feel so welcomed and so loving. And I feel like for a really long time in my life, I kind of had resistance to new people because I was fucked over so many times that it was like my ego being like, be wary, be cautious. But no matter who Taylor encounters, she always has a smile on her face. She always is just the brightest person in the room. And when I was coming out of really dark stages, like before I lost my weight and before my fitness journey, I used to think about that. And I used to say, like, how can I channel my inner Taylor? Like, how can I show up like Taylor today? And I still do it with like spirituality. And really, she thinks so deeply about things and she puts so much intention into them. And I always think, like, how can I think a little deeper about this? Or how can I put even more intention, more love into this? And it's all things that I've got just from watching her as my best friend, but also seeing what qualities I love about her and I appreciate about her and being like, oh, well, I want to be a mirror like that as well.
Ah! I love you. Oh my God. That just made me feel so warm inside. Oh my God, I fucking love you. First of all, so crazy that we're channeling the same thing in each other, which I find that really funny. That means that we are just like that to begin with and don't even realize it. But one of the things that I absolutely love about Sammy and what I channel in her is her ability to just like brighten up any stranger's day that'll just like be walking past us or like walking past us in the gym or something, and she'll just be like, oh my God, girl, I love your leggings, you are killing it, like, girl, you look so pretty, like, this isn't like whatever it is. I always just like admired so much that she was able to just like put herself out there and just like without hesitation make anyone feel so much better about themselves or just feel good. And I was like, "Ooh, I need more of that." I'm so like to myself when I go out and like everyone's just kind of like there and I'm just swimming through the crowd, but you'll see Sammy go in and she will work a room. Like everyone will notice her bright energy coming in and she'll make it known. So I channel Sammy in that way a lot, especially when I feel like inferior in a situation. Like I will walk in a room, be like, walk in like I'm Sammy, like notice me, like I'm that bitch, and I'll make everyone else feel good at the same time. Like it's amazing. If you've never hung out with Sammy, this is your sign to do so, even though she lives in motherfucking Texas now.
I fucking love you. And I think it really is interesting how we see these qualities in each other. So we try to like mirror them. And then, like you said, we kind of had them all along. And maybe it's just that confidence within ourselves of, oh, well, we do this because I don't always necessarily feel that way. Like I was listening to a podcast yesterday. And she was talking about how sometimes in a room filled with people, other people will act a certain specific way and you don't know what's going on in their head. So, for example, she thought this girl really didn't like her because anytime they were both at the same event, the girl was a little bit more quiet. She didn't really say too much. She was always looking around the room. So this girl was like, "Oh, she must just not like me. She's more interested in everything else going on." And the truth was that this girl had really bad social anxiety. So that's why she was quiet and that's why she was looking around the room because she was feeling so much anxiety. And that was definitely something I struggled with a lot before my fitness journey, and I think that's why I channel it so much within you was because I used to feel so inferior when I walked into a room, especially like throughout the school system ages. I was just so insecure. So I think that's another reason why I try to give women and men, but like, I'm loyal. So women compliments because I want to make them feel better. And sometimes it was just the small action of someone saying they liked my shirt that day or my hair looked good that day that took me from feeling really anxious in the room to like I belonged and oh, no, like I'm okay. So that's just really
Uh,
important to me. So thanks for noticing, queen.
Girl, no, I'm not just noticing, I am noticing, learning, and applying
Fuck
myself.
yeah. Best student.
But it's wild to think that like that's how we're affecting the world in like these little pieces, because someone else can meet you and be incorporating the same thing without even realizing, be like, or they'll be like, well, I love that like Sammy does that, so I'm gonna start doing that. And that's how it happens. It's like a trickle effect. And then the whole
Mhm.
world is just high vibe and energy. Can you
Fuck yeah.
imagine everyone in the world acted like Sammy does with
I
so much
could.
love?
I
Like,
could.
how amazing would this world be?
It would be amazing, and we all would just be, like, channeling each other, or we
I
would
know.
be actually, because we're so open and full of love, my mentor, I almost said Michaela because 'cause I'm so used to saying Michaela, but
Yeah.
my mentor, Amanda, Mobile Medium, which the M's, they just get me confused. Amanda's gonna love that I got her mixed up with Michaela. She's gonna be like, "Ah!" But she always talks about this concept that everybody is a medium and that everybody could channel. And that really just got me thinking because think about how many crazy stories you hear of, like, oh, this person came to me in my dream, or I swear I felt this present when I was by the grave and I was really needing their support, and I felt like a hand on my shoulder. Just maybe they saw a raven and they were like, "Oh my gosh, like my grandma used to always talk about that." Or maybe it's a bluebird. Like for me, my grandma used to always say that the bluebirds resembled like the masculine energy of our family. So you never know where it's necessarily going to come from, but once you're open to it, a lot can come through and a lot of things you never even think you would need closure on, or you would need support on, or you would need guidance on. Just your intuition is more open to these messages, and it's such a beautiful and impactful thing for your life.
Oh, I love that so much. And it's so true. Like different situations in life will kind of require different type of actions for them. So something I kind of thought of, and it's wild, like it can be from someone that passed away even, and you're still channeling their energy and being like,
Yeah.
you know what, I'm gonna handle this situation like my grandfather would, or like my grandma or someone. Um, and then sometimes you meet a new person and they have, and their energy about them is something that is so different and unique to you. And it kind of sticks with you. And you
Mhm.
learn and you take a little bit more from them. And it's just learning and building your character and building the avatar that you kind of want and the person you want to show up as in the world and the type of influence you want to make and impact on the world too. So obviously we're only taking like good qualities and
Mhm.
things that maybe we feel like we lack in ourselves that we're just learning to incorporate more of from other people. So one thing for me that totally just stands out is my boyfriend Tyler is such a protector. Like he's just by nature, he's a protector. And anyone, doesn't matter who you are, he will just help you out and protect you
Aw.
and any way that he can. Like any form of injustice in the world, he's on top of it and he's the first one to speak up about something he believes in and he will fight until he like he's just amazing in that way. And that's something that I lack so much in myself is that I will just try and keep everyone happy, keep the situation neutral and grounded and calm
Mhm.
even if there is injustice and maybe I'm getting fucked over, someone else is, I don't know, whatever. I don't have that in me, or I need to tap more into it. But being with him, I have already learned so much about speaking up for what I believe in and like using my voice, like using our power. And I will literally just channel Tyler in certain situations, be like, okay, how would he act? What would he say in this situation? Like, what would he think about this? Because it comes down to like, I trust his judgment and the things he's gone through in his life, how he has overcome them, and just him like leveling up in his own ways. He has so much wisdom and strength from. So it's like, I wholeheartedly trust that he is going to act in a way that like I want to be able to act too. So just learning from that and being able to live alongside someone like that is really rubbing off on me in such a good positive way. So channeling him has helped me like actually stand up for myself and actually speak up when things aren't exactly fair. And, you know, like I'm a Libra by nature. I believe in balance and I just believe in keeping the peace more so than anything else, but not anymore in that way. You know, like peace is good and fine when it's not hurting anyone.
Yes.
So I'm learning that lesson. Um, yeah, so he's been a big one in my life as far as teaching me character development.
Girl, I fucking love that. And I feel like just the strength part too, like that's what the masculine energy really is for, is to be our strength and be our protector. And it just got me thinking about like the gym because you know I'm like such a fitness girly. And first of all, I used to embody and I used to channel like what was my fit girly era, right? And I used to think about like, okay, how would I be acting and what would I be doing? And that kind of just became like my new personality and something I genuinely loved. But I also think about like us in the gym too, because I know when I'm at the gym, like I will hear Tom's voice in my head being like, one more, Sammy, or, pushing me through my sets. And I always think about like what he would be saying about my form or like how he would be helping me or like, just any area that I'm struggling with. I always notice that like that's the first person I go to as well in terms of like, like, all right, what's the vibe here? Like, and how can we just make it a little bit more like just powerful for ourselves and strengthen ourselves along the way. So I love that you're getting
Yeah.
that validation and like you're seeing that within him because I know that you love the peace and I know that that's something that you've really been working on like overcoming is who you are as Taylor.
Yeah. Overcoming who I am as Taylor.
Well, maybe
I
it didn't make sense.
no, I totally understand what you're saying, but that just cracked me up. I'm overcoming myself. Yes, I totally am.
After the conversation this morning, it makes a little bit more sense.
Oh, girl. Yeah, let me tell you, our morning therapy with each other, a lot comes out during those times. Let me tell you. I am overcoming myself, and that's a
Well,
great
you're
way to
overcoming,
channel.
like, the perfectionist and the people
Yeah.
pleasing, like, all of these things that we were talking about. Sorry, guys, if it
No.
doesn't make sense, like
No, it just cracks me up the way it was said, but I'm right there with you, girl. And I could not agree more because sometimes, you know, in life, you'll feel like you're your worst enemy. You
Yeah.
know, it's you versus you. But it's like, why can't we be on the same team? Why isn't it me and me against me and me? Or no teams? Why is there any team in my head? Shit. What is this, a tennis match? A tennis match of bullshit.
Yo, I hope you guys laugh as hard as I do. Like this. Oh my gosh, sometimes I honestly forget we're recording too.
You know, me too. I could say another thing that I channel in Sammy a lot is her work ethic also. So like ever since I've known Sammy, she's believed in herself and her dreams so much that she just like spearheadedly goes straight into them without a doubt. And Tyler's the same way. I think I'm just surrounded by people that are just so like clear on their path. They know what they want and they're going to get it and they're not going to stop until they do it. And being surrounded by people like that will change your life. Let me say it again for the people in the back. Being surrounded with people like that will change your life,
Hmm.
not just because you're channeling them, but because they're influencing your thoughts. They're influencing the voice in your head to change a little bit differently. They're changing the way you're seeing problems and like overcoming adversity because it's not a matter of like thinking about the problems and what we're going to do anymore. It's a matter of like I'm going to get this. I don't care
Mhm.
how, I don't care what it takes. I'm going to achieve this goal. And that's the only answer. So, big thanks and big shout out to all of the selective people in my life that are like that. And I absolutely just blame all of my, maybe not all of my success. Y'all can have a portion of it. Y'all can have a portion of my success, but a lot of it I really do have to thank you guys for because whether you know it or not, I've been heavily influenced in the right direction in my life. So, you know who you are, and I love you people.
That was so sweet. Oh my goodness, I fucking love you. And I feel like this is really the whole idea behind this whole message is how can you incorporate all of the qualities that you see in the people that you surround that inspire you and motivate you? And how can you apply them to yourself? Because I think, Taylor, you're so right about like the you versus you. And, for me, I work too hard. Like my coach told me I slept until 8:30, taking the day off on Monday. And she literally sent me a voice memo and was like, "You are not allowed to work today."
Oh, jeez.
And she
Your day
goes,
off.
yeah, she was like, "This is your day off. I don't want to see you doing any work," which she's in Lotus Live, so that's really hard. And she was like, "Take time for yourself and slow down and rest and recover." So you see that I have an amazing work ethic, but really, like, she's over here being like, "I have to tell you, I'm proud of you for sleeping in." She's like, "I don't think I'm ever gonna have to tell one of my one-on-one clients, like, go sleep in." And I was like, I'm one of a kind. But so I feel
That's
like
so
that's
funny.
something I also channel in you is like you know how to slow the fuck down. And sometimes that's something that's been really hard for me in terms of like that's why I love that I'm like so cozy on the couch because sometimes it's hard for me to do that, to just like sit, relax, not be thinking about the next thing, not be manifesting, not be working on myself. So I totally agree with like it's really you versus you because it's you versus you at whatever you're fucking struggling with. Like for me, it's slowing down. For Taylor, it's a couple of the things we just mentioned before. For you, you might relate with both of us, or you might have your own thing. And maybe you're really scared to leave your job and that's something you're struggling with and you're like, "Oh, can I go on this new path? Can I believe in myself? Do I stay somewhere where I'm miserable?" Or maybe it's your weight journey and you're like, "Oh my gosh, like I keep saying I'm going to go to the gym and then I'm not going to the gym." Like channel your inner fit girly, like channel the things that are going to help you get what you want.
Yes. Oh my God. I absolutely agree with that. And sometimes it's that radical confidence of
Mhm.
just stepping into that other person's shoes and just like totally changing your whole demeanor of like, I am channeling
Mhm.
this energy. I'm channeling, you know, politician energy when I'm about to make a speech. Like, whatever you have to do to just kind of put yourself and set yourself up for that success in that way. The gym, for sure, I'm channeling Sammy. I walk in like my best self. And it's that radical confidence. Like, it really is. And it's just tapping into like, this is what I'm deciding. This is it. This is how I'm feeling. This is how I'm going into the situation. So stand by it. And it's interesting what you were saying before of like there is kind of a beautiful yin yang to it in a way also, where like the grass isn't always greener on the other side. And like from what you were saying, like it's interesting how in my perspective I love and I'm channeling more of your work ethic and more of your, fast lifestyle in that way. And in you, you're channeling more of my slow lifestyle and my rest and recover life. So it's the yin yang that works sometimes with people. Like I feel like me and Tyler have the exact same dynamic. And
Mhm.
sometimes it's just so needed to be able to balance each other out and help each other in so many ways, just by being yourself, just by doing what
Yeah.
you do and what you've been taught to do by nature. I mean, while learning along the way. This is maybe it's your sign to expand your circle a little bit.
Mhm.
Maybe someone that you wouldn't have usually reached out to or been friends with or talked to or anything like that. Like maybe have a deep conversation with them. Try and like try and get inside their head a little bit and see, like maybe I can help you in a certain way. And maybe one of your perspectives can like change my perspective in a way
Mhm.
too. So I don't know.
I love that. I love that. And I think, at the end of the day, when it comes to expanding your circle, it all really starts within, right? So you need to know who you are and who you want to be. And I kind of want to leave you guys with a little practice for some homework. But also, I think, you need to be whole within yourself and working on that to know what you want in order to surround your circle. So I think some good practice would be channel your higher self, right? I've done this multiple times and it's always been really life-changing for me because she comes and the energy just feels different. Like, I remember there was one time in particular that I was having a really hard day. I was feeling really, really alone. I had just cried on my bathroom floor for like literally 2 hours straight. It was like one of those really just dark, hard times. And I went in the shower and I started just by telling myself, I was like, I'm gonna be okay. And I think talking out loud is so important when it comes to channeling or like when it comes to really embodying these characteristics you want to be. Because if you're saying like I am strong, like when I'm at the gym I'm like one more Sammy, one more Sammy, and I hear my partner's like voice in my head, but I'm still telling that to myself like one fucking more bitch, let's go. So when I was in the shower I was like it's going to be okay, like this is working out for you. You might not understand it right now, but this pain is for a reason, this time is for a reason, and you're going to be so much stronger because of it. And all of the sudden, like, because I was talking to myself, I heard my voice change. I felt my voice change. My shoulders rolled back. I was standing a little straighter. And I just started just like projecting all of this knowledge and wisdom. And I was just speaking out loud. And I remember I had to like voice audio myself afterwards to remember everything that I said. But that was so powerful for me because I was feeling so low and so just like lost. And then once I connected with myself, it just gave me such a direction, right? And then I was able to reach out to Taylor and be like, hey, I need your support. Or I was able to look for the qualities in other people that I realized from that day that I actually needed. So I just felt like it gave me some direction, and then I was actually able to like pick people based off that and based off my higher self, but I also felt worthy of it, which I think is a really important part. Like you are what you attract in. Like Taylor and I are talking so much about the qualities we see in each other because we're all just fucking mirrors for each other, right? Like we're all pinpointing the qualities we love about each other or the qualities we don't. Like if you're thinking someone is lazy, like maybe you're a little lazy yourself. Or maybe if you get mad that somebody cuts you off, maybe you cut other people off too, right? Like see where you're doing these qualities and then just start acting as if you would want others to treat you. And that's how you're going to like really embody this to the fullest.
Yeah, and it all starts with awareness, like you
Mhm.
said. Like it's just being aware of your thoughts, what you're
Mhm.
doing, how you're showing up in the world, and kind of like what influence do you want to have on other people.
Yes.
So I don't know. I think we got a lot of goodies in this episode for you guys.
I do
And I
too.
really think maybe if you ever want to step into us, if you ever want to channel us, you have my permission.
That would
um,
be so cool. Can you imagine we get a DM being like, "Sammy, I channeled you and I had such a good workout." And I feel like,
yes, girl, why not? And so it is,
and so
okay?
it is. Bitches, go have a killer booty day. Let's go. One more.
One more. Oh my God, it is my booty day today, actually. So that's funny.
Ooh, I love that. Well, I'm
See,
actually
stepping into
channeling
coach.
you because it's my yin yoga day.
Oh my God. Wait
I
a second. So this all just worked out in perfect harmony, I think, that this episode
know.
falls on this day. So yeah, you guys, if you ever see a quality in someone and you just want to tap into it for a certain moment in time, or if you just want to
Mhm.
step into it and incorporate it within yourself, do it. Go for it and hold on to it and learn from it. So
Right.
I believe that's all we have for today. Sammy, where can the people find you, girl? Where
Y'all
can they
already
channel you?
know. You could channel me on all platforms, Sammy Bruce, SAMIRUESS. And y'all already know Instagram and TikTok has the underscore.
The underscore. Don't forget it. We have our Soul Sync account, Soul Sync SB on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, and the Ask Us account. You're going to go ahead, you're going to go on there, and you're going to ask us something.
You're so funny. Be like, we don't really know because you haven't asked it yet. So we ain't that psychic. Well, until next time, queens and kings.
We love you guys.
We love you guys. Until next time for some more fun. Tune in.
Bye, guys. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.